Welcome back to Explaining Everything, the channel where we dive into the stories and mysteries behind everyday things, sometimes literally. Today's deep dive question comes from one of our curious viewers, Submarine Sandals. Thanks for the suggestion. Sandals? You asked, why do some people have thalassophobia? If you've ever looked out at the ocean and felt your spine shiver like it just saw its ex at the mall, you're not alone. Thalassophobia is the fear of deep bodies of water, and it's more common and more interesting than you might think. So if the idea of floating above an endless, shadowy abyss makes your stomach do a backflip, stick around as we unravel the science, the history, and the slightly irrational scream responses behind this watery fear, right here on Explaining Everything. Thalassophobia is the intense fear of large, deep bodies of water. Not just I don't like swimming fear. We're talking I saw a photo of the ocean and had to lie down fear. It's the fear of what's beneath you, what you can't see, what might just be watching you back. You know, totally chill stuff. If you've ever looked at one of those ocean depth diagrams and thought, nope, this is where my trust ends, congratulations. You're either thalassophobic or you just have common sense and a healthy fear of becoming fish food. Let's just be real for a second. The ocean is massive. Like insult your Google Maps massive. We've only explored about 5% of it. That's it. The other 95% could be anything. Atlantis, alien crabs, your missing sock. It's all fair game. It's also dark, cold, and full of creatures that evolved in pitch black for thousands of years and still had the audacity to look horrifying. So if you feel uneasy about stepping into that abyss, it's not your imagination. It's your brain quietly whispering, "Hey buddy, maybe dry land is the move today." Now, let's science this up. Some researchers believe thalassophobia has evolutionary roots. Imagine your cave-dwelling ancestors hanging out by a lake. The brave one dives in, swims out far, then gets dragged under by something. The cautious one says, "Not today," stays on the shore, and survives to invent fire and online shopping. Guess which one you're descended from? That fear of the unknown, especially in places where you can't see what's coming, is a survival mechanism. And the ocean? It's basically the biggest unknown we've got. In more modern terms, thalassophobia sets off your amygdala, the brain's panic button. You see a vast, shadowy drop-off underwater, and your brain goes, death trap. It doesn't care that you're wearing floaties and are in a chlorinated resort lagoon. The amygdala doesn't do logic, it does vibes, and the vibe is danger. Especially when you start imagining the classic stuff. Giant squid, tentacles, deep sea monsters. Whatever brushed your leg that one time at the beach. Probably seaweed. Probably. Let's break down what thalassophobes are actually scared of. First is depth. You can't see the bottom. That's terrifying. Second is isolation. Being all alone in a giant echoey void. Hard pass. Third is creatures. Sharks, yes, but also just unknown things. And lastly, the unknown. The ocean is the universe's basement. Anything could be in there. It's not always rational, but your brain doesn't care about rational. It cares about staying alive and not being swallowed by a seahole. Let's all agree, movies and games are terrible therapists for thalassophobia. Jaws made everyone think sharks are just waiting for you to dip a toe. The Meg said, "What if a shark, but dinosaur-sized?" Titanic was like, "Don't forget the water is cold and fatal." And Subnautica? That game basically speed-ran the creation of new phobias. Even documentaries try to be scary. Here's the peaceful whale migration. Oh, and here's a deep-sea creature with 12 jaws and glowing eyeballs. Thanks, I hate it. If the sight of open water makes your insides do gymnastics, don't worry, you're not broken, you're just danger aware. Here are some things that help. 1. Therapy, especially CBT. It's like rewiring your brain so it stops yelling "Megalodon" every time you look at a lake. 2. Gradual exposure. You don't have to dive in. Start small. Maybe look at photos. Work your way up to putting your feet in without crying. 3. Tell your friends, "Hey, I'll come to the beach, but I'm not getting in the water unless it's in a kiddie pool with snacks." 4. Stay informed. Learning what's really out there and what's not can take the edge off. No, there are no 90-foot sharks. Probably. So why do some people have thalassophobia? Because the ocean is vast, mysterious, and basically Mother Nature's haunted house. It triggers our ancient survival wiring, our imagination, and every bad Discovery Channel special we've ever watched. Whether you're team "Let's go snorkeling" or team "I'll be crying in the sand," just remember, you're not alone. And honestly, staying on dry land has never looked so smart. If you enjoyed this video, or if you are now rethinking your plans to visit the beach this summer, leave a like and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for tuning in, and join us next time here in the channel that answers all the why, what, who, where, and how questions you've always wondered about, here on Explaining Everything.